Hello there. I set the bevel on this razor. This is a standard Gold Dollar 66. It's had a heel and a toe modification done to it that I learned from a video Anthony Esposito posted. Other than that, it's stock. It's had a bevel set. I used a 1200 Sahiro, not a 12K, a 1200, a 1200. Yeah. Sahiro stone as a bevel setter. Fantastic stone. Absolutely fabulous stone. Big, fat, thick chunk of burning love worth of stone. Lovely bevel setter. But I have a couple of more bevel setters. I don't believe you can have enough bevel setters. That's the most important thing when honing a straight razor. Everything else is polishing. So I could have used a 1K diamond plate. I've used them on these gold dollars before, and they make life a lot easier, particularly if you don't modify the heel of the razor. But what I'm going to do now, I have a bevel set. Now, I'm not going to play around. I'm not taking a loop and looking at it all the time through the progressions of honing. I'm just going to go by what I think is right. I'm going to take a Shobu, okay, and I'm going to go from the bevel set all the way to clear water. I'll start out with a thick slurry. Let me go ahead and come on down a little bit where you can see what's going on. And I'm going to hone this razor from bevel set through the finish on this Shobu. I'm going to use this DMT card to raise a slurry on this stone, and I'm just going to use some circles. Hold the stone in my hand here, and I'm going to use some circles and some X strokes when needed, and we're going to go to clear water, and then we're going to finish. Well, to almost clear water. It's not going to be clear, completely clear. It'll be like a misty type of slurry. It will appear on this video to be clear, but it actually is not a clear. It won't be a completely clear slurry. And if, as a beginner, I lose my slurry, I'll start over with it again. But what we're just going to do is for about 10 minutes, we're going to work this slurry and work this edge with some circles, and I'm not counting them. I'm just coming along the stone and I like holding a hone in my hand. As a matter of fact, when I set the bevel with that 1200 Sahiro, I did it with that stone in my hand. You can say, well, that's a big honking stone. It'd be more easy to just set it down on the on something, on a holder or whatever. Yeah, you can do that. I do that from time to time as well. But it doesn't really take much. If your edge is in good shape, Your blade is laying flat on the hone. You don't have any kind of warpage or really wonky spine wear or anything like that. It's not that hard to set a bevel on a razor with a stone like that. So for the time that it's going to be in my hand, I don't see a problem. We're going to go some half strokes. Just working this edge. I want to get the scratches from the 1K or the 1200 in this instance gone from this bevel. And I'm just going to give it 5 or 10 minutes worth of work with this heavy slurry to do that without any problems. It will take care of it, no issues whatsoever. Beautiful. I love my Shobu. I like all of the stones that I have. I love them all. But the Shobu, this is a really, really nice. This and a conical. If all I had was this and a conical and something to set a bevel with, and as long as my razors were good, I could actually set a bevel fairly well with a conical. But if this is all that I had in a strop, I'd be a happy camper for the rest of my life. No issues whatsoever. The razor would shave, no problem. Now what I'm going to do, I'm not really starting the dilution process yet, but my slurry is getting a bit dry. And I don't want it to do that because I don't want it, I want to go, because it's thick enough. I don't need it to be any thicker than it already is to get the job done on this edge. I had somebody ask me, I did a video with a Shobu before where I was coming from like 3K and trying to set a bevel. I believe it was a Shobu. It might have been conical. But my nerve damage in my hands is acting mean to me, so I'm going to set it down here for a minute or two. We're going to start dilution in a bit. But anyway, why would you do that? It's so much easier and any uh, doesn't take any kind of time to do it on a synthetic stone. Well, these can be fairly fast. Without resorting to synthetics. I like synthetics. My wife is, oh, she's hollering at our daughter. Anyway, so now I'm going to go, and I'm going to do 10 or 15 strokes. Let's just go 12, just for the fun of it, just because I like that number. Love playing with slurries. And I'm just using just barely any kind of pressure. What I'm actually only doing is I'm just using enough pressure to make sure that all of the blade from heel to toe is contacting the hone. That's something that a lot of shavers as well as honers mistake. When somebody says to you the weight of the razor, or when someone says to you no pressure when you're shaving, you know, you have to take that with some common sense. There has to be enough weight enough pressure that the razor doesn't skip across the stone or skip across your face and cut you, that kind of deal. You have to find that balance where there's enough pressure on the edge of that razor or enough pressure against your skin where the razor will stay in contact, but no more. We need to use a modicum of what's known as common sense when we do anything. But this is getting close. Slurry is almost completely, it's almost at that misty stage that I'm looking for. Alright, one more dilution, and we're just going to give it several passes. And we're not even going to count. We're just going to use light passes over that slurry till I feel that the razor should be where I think it should be. And it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. There'll be a bit of drag, some people say. I'm not sure that I could ID that or explain that or that I even feel it, or that it might even be reliable enough to tell me what's going on in this edge. What I'm just going to do is go by kind of a gut instinct of what I think is a good enough bit of passes on this hone with just the weight of the razor on a almost completely clear water, that I think that it has refined the edge enough for the razor to be ready to be stropped. And that's pretty much it. That's a lot of, a lot of sharpening anything, honing, is about feel and what you feel going on that edge. Whether we're talking about sharpening a razor or sharpening a knife, it's basically the same thing. And you just have to do it enough till you start to feel, well, they're not really, I'm not really saying it right. Until you get a feel or an idea or an instinct for what you think is going to work well. Now this blade here kind of feels like I'm pulling it through something sticky. And a lot of people would say that is an indicator. I don't know. To me, I can feel the edge as it goes along that stone. And the edge feels like it's really smooth. And you can hear a change in the sound the edge makes as it passes over top of the Shobu. In this case, that's what we're using. And it's almost dead quiet. So to me, what that tells me is that I'm done. Now drop her. And we'll be back. Let me see what it's looking like. Oh yeah. That's just, ooh. It's pinging hairs off of my, oh man, that's lovely. Alright. Alright. Time for a drop. And then I will be back. Here we are. The black off the tape. I need to get me some naphtha. Deal with that. Alright. Alright. drops away. I don't leave them hang. Well, that fell down behind there and open. Hopefully, I did not damage the edge when it did that. Put this away real quick. Alright, it's set up like this. I need my hanging hair test material. Alright, here we are. This is strands of my wife's hair. Let's move on up. You'll have to excuse I usually have these doors closed, but one of them broke and I have to fix it. So, hold still, hair. Cut it nice and clean. Perfectly shave ready and ready to go. So lovely. Beautiful. So there you have it. Bevel set on a 1200 Suhiro. You go back in there in your mind. Some of my wife's hair fell out of this little container I have into the sink, and hers is the hair that I've calibrated my shaving test, my hang hair test too. So mine is too fine. Even the sharpest edge won't really consistently cut my hair on an HHT test. But anyway, there you go. 1200 Suhiro and straight to a Shobu all the way through to finish. Perfectly fantastic edge. Can't wait to shave with it. All right, God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.